All right, good afternoon. Today is October 13th, 2021, and today we had a range day. As you can see, my overnight highs are in red, yellow. Overnight highs and lows, and you can see we broke out a little bit early after the opening, and that overshoot led to this overshoot. And you can see prices are kind of just ranging now. So I do believe that there's probably some validity to this channel, but we'll get rid of that. I think prices were respecting these highs and lows in this uptrend that lasted pretty much for the whole trading day. So there was an upward bias, but we were within the overnight highs and lows, so it was definitely a range day. So let's take a look at the trades. Let me see, I might have missed one or two. Oh, this one right here. Yeah, first entry, failed second entry short. So this is definitely a trade you can take. So we formed this range starting at 2 a.m. looks like, and we broke out, and since this was a range for about 3 hours, prices were in this range, you can expect prices to come back and test that, and that's exactly what happened. So I got trapped going short here on this doji. Silly move. That's like 3 dojis in a row, so that's congestion. They say don't look for failures in congestion, but once this fails, I think you've got to go long there. And that gets you a really nice move because we're expecting a break back into this congestion. So I wouldn't look at it as a failure as much as a failed breakout. And that gets you a really nice move. Now we come back up. And so my overnight highs probably would have been right there. So we broke out of those overnight highs. And made this new high. This is very congested though, so you probably don't want to be going long or short here. Short if anything though. And so unfortunately I don't think you can you might be able to go short there because you can see, look at all that congestion. That's like a failed breakout. But if you don't, you get a first failed second entry long right here. It's a bit away from the EMA, so it is aggressive, but that ends up being a really good move, and you get a nice runner. You could have gotten like a, let's see, a 20-point runner maybe, 44.50. Oh, okay. So like a 13-point. Well, if you took it all the way down here, you would have had almost a 20-point runner. So anyway, you get a break of the channel right here and a nice second entry short setup. That works out. Here you get another second entry short setup right here. That works out. So you could have gotten in on this move both legs, which is very nice. Here you make a higher low. So you actually might consider that because we've broke this channel and we made what looks like 1-2 legs down to a new low. We're far away from the EMA, but that is aggressive. And then once we form this stuff, it looks like we might move up because prices are having a tough time going lower. I don't think you can enter in any of this. This is very congestive. But then here you get a first failed second entry short. You might go long there. And that doesn't get you much. And really we formed this level of resistance and we came up and tested that right here. We get a break of that channel. So when it comes up and tests it again and fails, you might go short there. And then I think first, this is another failure. I think you can go short there. That's like a double test of that price level. So I really like that. That's a new high. Here you get a lower high off the trend line. It's not a second entry because the count reset right here. So that's just a lower high. Unfortunately, I don't think you can go. I don't think you would have your trend line drawn here to take that long confidently enough. And it's only, I guess, yeah, it's only a It's like a third entry anyway. So originally I had my trend line drawn like this, but then this overshoot didn't lead to a break, so I moved it up here, and the midline works either way. Let me delete these measured moves. And I'll delete this too. You might have went short here. First entry looks like a lower high. Maybe we're expecting it to break back into this range. And you might have taken this short. But there's also a second entry long above the EMA after this big leg up. I kind of like that. Especially you can see this looks like a channel down. We get a break and a move to a new low. So you might have went long there. You might have went short there, but we're trending up. And this was like almost 2 hours into that trend. So you do get a second entry short here, but when it bounces here, this former resistance is now, we know this is support. And so it bounces here, and when you get this second entry long, you gotta go long there. You can take this failure right here, failed second entry short, but it looks like you might be going into the highs of the channel, and it's also, it didn't touch the EMA. That always makes me a little weary. But this second entry long, first entry, breaks lower, then goes higher. Wait for that bar to close, though. But that's a great signal bar. And you could have rode this. You could have gotten a nice move out of that. This one is a second entry, but that looks aggressive because we're going into the overnight highs. So that's aggressive, but that would have worked. First entry, failed second entry short. I like that. I like that setup. And I probably shouldn't be marking this because I was looking at this as a failed second entry long. This is a failed second entry long right here. I was looking at a failed second entry short. It does work, but I don't think it's congestive at this point. So, but you do get another failed second entry long, and I think this is okay because I had this channel, and this looks like it could be valid. So I like that entry. Get to a scalp. First entry, second entry short, but I don't like the doji stacking up. This is all just congestive. So that's what I saw today. Let's take a look at my trades. So I was being patient in all this, and I had my trend line drawn. I had my overnight highs and lows drawn, and this was my overnight highs. So I went short here, and I was first saying, okay, expect to break back into this congestion, which we're not sure that that's going to happen, but we have an idea that it will. And when you get a first entry, and you see right on this bar, which is a doji, and this is a doji as well, you can see that price rejection at the midline. Look, prices touch that midline. Here, rejection. Here, rejection. So when I'm going to take this second entry short, basically into the midline, that's not a good thing. So bravo to you if you read that correctly and got that nice runner. And then this was just such an eager move, eager entry. I'm really annoyed that I took this. I was looking at this as like a break of this channel and a new high. I entered on a limit order, so I did get my target hit, but 50-50, let's say 50-50. So you might have gotten lucky and gotten filled, or your targets hit with 4 ticks, but it looks like this one probably broke higher. Oh wait, no, you would have gotten filled. Okay, so it does work out, but I don't think it didn't set up very well. So I'm annoyed that I took that. But then I took this failure, and I like this. It's aggressive because it's a little away from the EMA, but we're expecting, this looks like rejection at the highs. And this is a strong move down, so I do like that entry. So those are the trades I took today. I hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. See you then.